11. We're recording after an interesting Gamescom conference on the 13th of August. I'm your host, Tyler Olthoff. With me is Kyle Wakeling.
Hey, guys.
We got Marcus also. He doesn't like to talk, but he's here. Hey, Marcus, how's it going?
Hi.
And we got Paul Murphy. What's up, Paul?
How you doing, everyone?
And Yuki doing our recording as usual. So we'll save some of the Gamescom talk till later. Let's get through some of the the usual stuff, and then you can hear us, I guess, chat about it nicely.
We'll try.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, as usual, we'll just start with what we've been playing. I've been playing quite a few things. As usual, the lounge play stuff. I did some Killzone Mercenary, and we started playing a new game, Tabletop Racing. So we played a little bit of that. That was pretty fun. I owned everyone, just saying. Kyle missed out.
Yeah.
What's going on,
Yeah,
Kyle?
you sucked a bit of Tabletop Racing.
I missed it again.
And you should have died lots of times on Killzone Mercenary.
Yeah, Kyle.
Just saying.
And Marcus, you guys got to get in this.
I've never been to a lounge play yet.
Well,
No,
it's about to
good
change.
fun.
It's very fun, especially getting to kill random people on Killzone and then beating Kyle at golf because he thinks he's so good, but he's not.
Yeah, Tyler. One of
Anyway.
these days, I'm actually gonna have some time, and then you're gonna be screwed.
You'll beat me, you'll have negative 10 points. I'll be plus 12. I'm like, okay, what happened? Anyways, when that day comes, Kyle, then I'll stop talking crap about it.
I'll make sure it's soon then.
Alright. Anyways, other than that, I played some Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. That came out recently.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. It's weird. We're recording on a Wednesday. Normally we record on a Tuesday. Anyways, along with that, I also played some My Singing Monsters. That's a free-to-play game. I'm kind of naming off some of the new releases already. But anyways, what else did I play? I think I'm allowed to talk about this. Neptunia. Oh my God, what is the name? It's so long.
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1.
Yeah, I started that, and
Yeah, you're allowed to talk about it.
yeah, it's interesting. I still got to play more. I've only played maybe 10 minutes of it because I just got it onto the Vita and tried a little bit of it, and yeah, it's interesting. I'll give it some more time. And I'm sure I played something else, but I can't think of it right now. There's too many games. Anyways,
Every week, Tyler, every week.
yeah. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I, of course, played Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. That's my review title coming up, so look forward to that. And I've been stripping vampires and doing my thing around Akihabara all week, so yeah.
And you're not even playing the game. That's just real life.
Yeah, I just flew out to Japan, and, that's just the life of an editor, man. It's never done. You get the website, and then you get the stripping vampires. I don't know why it goes together, but it just does.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
Should be expected nowadays.
Pretty much. It says it right on my license. I don't know, man.
Nice.
Whatever. But yeah, other than that, I did jump into a little Killzone during the week. I did miss lounge play, so wasn't there for that. But I did play some Killzone during the week and some Hot Shots Golf a little bit. Other than that, though, I just pretty much been playing Akiba's Trip. I'm kind of... It's stupid fun, so I'm addicted, but it's not because of anything serious or I'm trying to find out the end of the story. It's just something that I can sit down and shut my brain off and just play through and laugh because it's pretty funny. So, yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So what about you, Paul? What have you been playing?
Nothing that interesting. I think I need to get it, but I think we have to wait until sort of October for that one. But I've been playing Metrico. Which was interesting. I don't know how much more I'm going to play of it because I was going to throw my Vita against the wall. But I've also been playing a lot of Tabletop Racing and Rogue Legacy, which again is it's lucky my Vita hasn't been thrown against the wall. That's
punishing yourself with these hard games.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue Legacy is amazing. It's incredible how frustrating, but how much you have to go back and do it again afterwards. It's so addictive. I mean, I've been playing One Piece Unlimited World Red, which obviously I'm I'm doing a Dynasty Warriors on my review with that one. It's going to take a few months, I think. It's just, I've completed the game. It's just a case of finding the words. But it's a good game.
Nice.
But that's pretty much what I've been doing this week, and obviously getting beaten by everybody on Saturday night with Killzone Mercenary. That wasn't fun.
It was fun for me.
It was fun for you, yeah. I think the only consolation was most of the time it was me and Brad tying for who was the worst. So I wasn't always the worst.
Yeah. Hey, you just need more practice. Join in some more of the games, and then you'll be owning this.
Yeah, that's the plan.
What about you, Marcus? You've been playing anything besides what you're playing right now?
I was playing Last of Us. I'm almost at the platinum now. So that's
for remastered or
no
PS3?
Original.
Okay.
And then on the Vita, though, I'm playing Uncharted: Fight for Fortune.
Exciting.
Yeah. Do we have a review for that? I should probably review that.
I don't know.
We've technically got two. The original review we took down because the original reviewer no longer was with us, and we couldn't rescore it to the new format. And Baz did it as his title for his application, but he's got Dutch screenshots, so we'd obviously need to change those.
Oh, okay. And I'm playing a little bit of Spelunky again because that's a fun game, and
Nice.
FIFA all the time.
I'm thinking about getting the new FIFA for the Vita because I haven't gotten the 14, and I know it's going to be just that, whatever, the Legacy Edition. So
I'm still playing like the FIFA soccer one bad.
well, it's pretty much the same game, so you're not missing out.
Yeah, the only difference is that it hasn't got a glitched trophy list, and it's got updated trophies and kits. That's the only difference between FIFA Football and all the other subsequent ones.
Which is depressing.
It is.
I feel like if they actually gave it the time, it would sell quite well.
It sells well anyway, that's the problem.
It sells well anyway, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But EA, what can you do?
We love you, EA.
Be nice to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us a review copy.
Anywho, so that's all we've been playing for this week. Let's talk about some of the reviews that we done this week. What have we reviewed, Kyle?
Well, reviews from this week, we've got 4. The Swapper went up from Charlie. We've got Brad doing MotoGP 14. Tyler, you, of course, put up Rogue Legacy. And James took care of Tabletop Racing. So all 4 of those are now available on the site if you want to go have a read.
Yes, go grab any of those games. Although MotoGP is really hard. I played 13. That's right, that's what I played. That's something I played. I played a little bit of that because my friend bought it, and that game is difficult. I haven't played 14, obviously, because it's not out in the US, but...
Yeah, Brad said that in his review. It took him a while to get to grips with the controls and the way it played, but once he'd got hold of that, he was actually quite able to enjoy the game.
Yeah, I could see it being quite enjoyable, but I'd have to practice.
Are the crash physics good in that game?
That's a question.
I think so, yeah.
That's all I want to see.
My friend, he was really excited about the game, and he was like showing me all the screenshots he took. And he's like, "Here's me taking a guy out," and the guy's like letting go of his bike and like still in the same position of like holding onto the bike or whatever. And I just started laughing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a badass. I know." I was like, "I don't think that's how you race in real life." He's like, "Well, it's working." I was like, "All right."
Whatever it takes to win the
Kart.
game, Tyler. Don't you know this?
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Whatever.
It works for Mario Kart and Tabletop Racing.
Yeah. Anyways, talking about all these games, we should head on to the new releases. What do we got this week, Paul?
New releases, starting with North America. We have Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed, which is available for $39.99. You've got Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited, which is $39.99. Gravity Crash Ultra, $8.99. Ho-Hokum, $14.99. My Singing Monsters, which is free to play. And Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds, which is $11.99. There's a few sales on the store this week. BlazBlue Continuing Shift, Dragon Ball Z. Fucking hell. Hakuriki Warriors of the Shinsengumi. Soul Sacrifice Delta and a bunch of Tom Clancy's PSP titles are all available with significant discounts. If that's your thing, then take a look. Moving over to Europe, we only have 3 releases for ourselves this week. It's Hohokum, which is £9.99, €12.99 or $19.45. It has a 20% discount for PlayStation Plus subscribers. Gravity Crash Ultra, which is $5.79, €6.99 or $10.45, which is 20% off as well. And you've got a Z-Run Star Drone Extreme Battle Pack, which is available for £7.99, $9.99 or $14.95. There's a whole bunch of games, too many for me to list, that have been added to the PlayStation Europe sale. But there's a bunch of games in there that have been on Plus before, by the looks of it. But we've also got a Soul Sacrifice Delta discount in there. It's available for $14.99, $17.99 or $26.95, if that's your thing.
Sounds like a pretty good set of releases to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a problem here.
Are you the problem, Tyler?
No, I'm never the problem.
Yes.
So Sword Art Online comes out next week.
Yes, it does.
Soul Sacrifice Delta is on sale right now.
Yes, it is.
Do you see my dilemma?
I see your dilemma, but you should get both.
How many Vitas have you got, Tyler?
I've got 3.
Well, there's your problem sorted then, isn't it?
Well,
How many limbs do you have?
5. Think about it. Anyways, yeah, I gotta save money, so I think I'm just gonna go for Sword Art, obviously. But that Soul Sacrifice Delta is just screaming my name right now.
I think
it's $17.19. Just get it.
I know.
Sell your body on the corner just once and go buy it.
Because I haven't already.
Yeah, you don't know when it's going to go on sale again. Although what will happen is it'll end up on Plus in a couple of months.
Yeah, and then I'll just throw everything at Kyle. Be like, I hate you.
Yeah, but you could be playing it in the meantime, Tyler. This could be another one of our lounge play games, even. So
It could be. I think we need to do the original one. I still need to platinum it.
I'll think about it. Maybe if people bug me enough, I'll go grab it. But
all right, so everybody email Tyler to go get Soul Sacrifice Delta.
That's Mr. PSVita reviews on Twitter. Or Soul Sacrifice Delta.
Yeah. Tyler at the VitaLounge.net. You know, all these places are good places to hit him up.
Yeah. I'll edit all that out. Just kidding. Anyways, let's head on to the news. Get this news out of the way, and then we'll talk a bit about Gamescom and all that fun stuff. So first up, free-to-play high school DxD RPG coming to Vita. This week's issue of Famitsu has revealed that PlayStation Vita will be receiving another free-to-play title, this time in the form of High School DxD game. Although details are thin on the ground at the moment for this title, we understand that the game will revolve around the light novel and anime forms of High School DxD. The High School DxD game has a motto of work together, friendship, and a slightly erotic school harem RPG, and will be free-to-play game with microtransactions. I watched the anime. It is weird. I made it all the way through, but it's definitely adult-centered, so I don't see that one ever coming to the West, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyways,
plus it's free to play, so those don't usually come over here.
Yeah. So don't hold your breath. If you really want to play it, just make a Japanese account. It's free. So, anyways, next up, PlayStation Mobile to focus on Vita. On the Japanese PlayStation site, Sony has officially announced that it is ending support for PlayStation Mobile on Android devices in order to focus the service on PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV. The service, which was intended to be Sony's big break into the market of mobile gaming, never was able to catch on within the mainstream. Its library has always remained somewhat lackluster despite some standout hits such as Super Crate Box and Room to Capsule. PlayStation Mobile has been offered on the PlayStation Vita as well as select Android handsets from Sony, HTC, and others. Sony has said that handsets upgraded to Android 4.4.3 or 4.4.4 will experience some issues with accessing the store and downloading content. It will be up to the handset's manufacturer to determine which devices will and will not work. However, once Android L is released and available, the service will no longer be made available. The focus for PlayStation Mobile in the future will be squarely on the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV, or Vita TV depending on your location. This fits in with the early announcement Sony made in regards to the PSM 2.0 SDK, which would bring an enhanced experience in porting games made in Unity over to the PlayStation Mobile and be exclusive to the Vita. It was only a matter of time before the support of Android devices was dropped, and that time has now arrived. So sad day for PlayStation Mobile, but I guess everyone's going to be happy that they're focused on Vita more. Maybe they can add trophies and that would really bump it up. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, Frozen Snap's Tactics gets a name change. We've been following the development of the Vita version of Frozen Snaps for a while, and today we have a little bit of news for you. The tactical turn-based shooter is currently in the final stages of testing, according to Mark South, COO for Double 11. He also explained the new name for the title, Frozen Snaps Prime, in a post on the EU PlayStation blog. Quote, "We originally chose to add tactics to drop a very obvious hint of the turn-based nature of the game, as well for those who knew the game. It was also in reference to one of the game's main characters. Looking at it today and applying some hindsight, after almost 2 years of development and originally thinking we put into FS Prime, plus the 3 years mode 7 put into the original award-winning game, we hope that after almost 5 years of work, this is the best edition," end quote. So yeah, name change. Very interesting.
Interesting indeed. All right, next up, we have heard suggestions of a Vita version of Naruto Ultimate Storm before, but nothing concrete has surfaced as yet. Could that be about to change? In an interview published on Sand Island, Bandai Namco Games producer Daisuke Komoto answered the question about a Vita version directly. Quote, "We really love the PS Vita hardware. We think it's a fabulous piece of hardware and we would love to look into the opportunities. We are aware that many of our fans have purchased PSP games, and we are happy they have done so and supported us in the past. And if we do hear these fans want a PS Vita, then we would love to look into it farther." End quote. So Naruto fans, do you want a Vita version? If so, get in touch with CyberConnect 2 via their official feedback form to tell them directly, or you can make your thoughts known on Twitter. Next up, starting on August 13th and running until September 9th, a summer event for Phantasy Star Online 2 will feature summer rappies that will drop rare items and allow for players to use various photon arts and techniques regardless of class. Two of the items that will be available during the event are the Storm Shade Rod that comes with the Anti-Technic and a Rainbow Board, which is actually a sword that features the photon art Ride Slasher. There will also be an emergency quest called Beach Wars, in which we will be up against level 70 enemies. Different characters in the game will be kitted out in swimwear during this quest. Finally, we mentioned about a collaboration between Phantasy Star and the Irregular Magic High School. In addition to the weapons, costumes, and hairstyles, there will also be a range of summer-themed costumes based on the Irregular at Magic High School introduced into the game. As stated before, this event starts on August 13th and runs to September 9th. And has Minecraft's release date been leaked by U.S. retailer GameStop? An upcoming releases list they handed to a customer appears to suggest the game will release on August 19th. The listing was handed to Minecraft forum user Rooster Rider 80, who says he walked into his local GameStop on August 3rd and received the printout after inquiring about upcoming Xbox One releases. Although the listing is for upcoming Xbox One titles, if the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita titles are released at the same time as the Xbox One version, this could be a potential date for release of one of the highest-selling games of all time. As with all rumors, this one should be taken with a pinch of salt, especially after 4J Studios tweeted, quote, "We are fixing Minecraft Xbox One, Minecraft PS4, and Minecraft PS Vita bugs. We'll let you know when we hand it over to the certification testing teams," end quote. Passing through certification can take a couple weeks, so this date may be a little too soon, especially considering the ad Paul saw earlier, which clearly says out in September.
Dun, dun, dun.
On that one, Kyle, 4J Studios tweeted yesterday that the PlayStation 4 version has been submitted to certification, and they haven't finished bug testing the Vita version yet.
So even though they all had bugs, they're getting released, it looks like, at different times.
They've obviously they've finished the PS4 version first, so the PS4 version will be released before the others, you would think, logically. And I would imagine that we would probably then see the Xbox One version before we see the Vita version. If I'm allowed to be cynical.
So don't hold your breath, guys.
Don't hold your breath. I'm sure it'll be out in September, like the advert says.
Anyways, just bring it out.
You're ruining Tyler's dreams here, Paul.
Yeah, it's my dream as well.
Just do like every other game. Just release it and be like, oh yeah, we gave you guys a broken game. We'll fix it later. I'm okay with that. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's continue on. PlayStation Vita firmware version 3.18 now live. The latest PlayStation Vita firmware is up now, so go grab it. PlayStation Vita system software 3.18. Though the changelog might be a bit of a letdown unless you're aware of their numbering scheme. Take a look. System software stability during use of some features has been improved. Well, being an update that changes the second number after the decimal, that previous release was version 3.15, it's obvious to those in the know, which now includes you, that not only is the addition a bug-fixing stability addition, in this case closing an exploit, but it includes no major feature updates. So if you're expecting some crazy stuff to be added, don't. Next up, have fun with Fate Hollow Ataraxia's minigames. Releasing on PlayStation Vita in Japan on November 27th, Fate Hollow Ataraxia includes a load of mini-games such as Capsule Servant and Wind and Cloud's Ilia Castle. It looks like the minigames make full use of the PlayStation Vita's touch controls, with players going on to battle Ilia and her servant Berserker at the end of the minigames. And next up, Nezuko Yomari or whatever. Release date and pre-order details announced. I probably said that horribly as I was laughing.
Oh, that was funny. That was a good one.
Well, I'm going to have to say it again, so be ready. It has been announced that Konami's love adventure game Nisekoi Yomari, otherwise known as No Sekoi Wedding, it's much easier, will be gracing PlayStation Vita in Japan on November 27th. Set to retail at 6,463 yen for a physical copy and 6,000 yen for a digital copy. We are told that the first print copies of the game will feature a reversible cover. These first print versions of the game will also include a download code for the Yomari scenario that is playable in the Magikoi Plus mode. In this mode, players can enjoy a dream-esque newly married life with each heroine. This additional content will be available separately at a later date. There are also store-specific bonuses as well. Those that purchase the game from Amazon Japan will receive a PlayStation Vita heroine wallpaper and a code for the Yamerkoi scenario. And there's a dog barking, so just ignore that. Which is also played in Magiko Plus mode. In this scenario, players can act all loved up with each heroine in different atmospheres. Alternatively, those purchasing Nisekoi Yosamihire from Geo will be rewarded with a Navi character download code. That was horrible. I can't pronounce anything.
So just to say the name right once, it's Nisekoi Yomieri.
I got it.
Anywho, moving on so that Tyler doesn't have an aneurysm or something over there. Some light has been shed on Koei Tecmo's recently announced Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3, courtesy of Famitsu. So in the upcoming release, players will apparently experience if scenarios from the Warring States period, as well as being introduced to new modes and actions. Players can also expect to see hyper attacks and rage attacks that were introduced in Samurai Warriors 4, as well as over 50 military commanders in the game. So not a lot there, but we'll have more, obviously, as they release it. Next up, Sega has announced that Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax will release for the PlayStation Vita in Japan on November 13th. The PlayStation Vita version will contain original modes that were not available in the arcade version of the game. These modes include a Dream Duel mode where you can carry out conversational events between the characters and an online battle network mode. You'll also be able to unlock additional content and customizations by using points that you earn as you play the game. And NIS America has announced today, or well, the other day, that it will be bringing 2D fighter Arcana Heart 3 Love Max to Europe. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max is an updated version of the 2009 title Arcana Heart 3, developed by Examu and Arc System Works. This updated version will feature rebalanced gameplay, newly rendered 3D environments, and both training. With a selection of 23 adorable girls with new attacks and defense skills, you can relive the story mode, which has new content added, or fight your way to the top in the online multiplayer section. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max doesn't have a set release date yet, but is scheduled for release this year on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. The game will be available both physical and digital.
All right, next up, the Muppets Movie Adventures coming exclusively to Vita. Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the rest of the Muppet gang are swapping Hollywood for handheld when Disney's The Muppets Movie Adventure launches exclusively on PlayStation Vita this year. The Muppets will explore different movie genres ranging from sci-fi to spaghetti western. We are told that there will be 5 different worlds where we can see Miss Piggy become a barbaric warrior, become a cowboy with animal, and help Kermit take on aliens. The Muppets will also battle pirates, fly spaceships, and hunt down hidden items such as golden frogs whilst coming across different movies and movie stars from the land of Hollywood. Interesting. Next up, Senran Kagura titles headed to the European regions, including Australia. That's right, folks. Everyone's favorite big-breasted ninjas is in training are coming to European regions, including Australia. PlayStation Vita's later this year, and they're ready to kick ass or cook, whichever you prefer. Series producer Kenichiro Takaki noted, "We were surprised and delighted that the Senran Kagura series has been well received in Europe," adding, "The team is very excited that these new titles will soon be released for the rest of the world to enjoy." Set for a digital-only release in the 2 regions, Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus and Senran Kagura Bon Appetit are apparently both slated to release in Q3, though the European launch trailer for Shinobi Versus seems to say October. So look forward to that, Europeans. Woo! And Australia. Next up, 1.30 update available for Soul Sacrifice Delta. The final planned update for Soul Sacrifice Delta is now available, and in typical fashion, you can expect more quests, new bosses, and some new outfits. The newest Archfiend that you encounter began his adventure as the hero Persevius I, and along the way, an unquenchable thirst for knowledge drove him over the edge and corrupted him into the all-powerful fiend known as Odin. That's not all you can expect. The game also has additional packs, rumors, sigils, NPCs, and numerous bug fixes, tweaks, and enhancements, but also new costumes. This time around, you can add Magisar's original outfit or a lovely number from a familiar face, and I believe it's Cat, right, Kyle? Maybe?
Yes, it's Cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So go check that if you want to see the screenshots of those. Despite stating that this is the final planned update to Delta, the blog post from Kumi Yuasa signs off with the ominous, "Stay tuned because we're not quite done yet." So teasers there if you're a fan of Delta.
Yay! And Tyler, go get Delta.
Yeah.
What? I had to say it.
I know.
It was perfect time. Anyway, moving on. We told you back in February that indie developer Chucklefish Games' Risk of Rain would be coming to the Vita, and whilst we don't have anything definitive to report, it's a bit telling that Chucklefish posted an image on the Risk of Rain Twitter which shows the game running on our favorite little handheld. This title is an action platformer adventure game with the randomized elements. Set in the distant future where space transportation is common, space trains carry passengers and goods across space. Unfortunately, your space train gets shot out of orbit and crash lands on a mysterious planet. So look for that soon. We don't know what's going on exactly, but it looks like they've at least got it running on Vita, so yay. Moving on here, Grip Games has announced that they are bringing Unmechanical Extended Edition to PlayStation platforms later this year. This beautiful-looking puzzle game was originally released for PC and developed by Telawa Games and Teodal Studios. Unmechanical Extended Edition promises to bring a completely new adventure than what was offered on the PC, with new puzzles to solve and new areas to explore. The game revolves around a flying robot who finds himself trapped in a vast underground complex and must solve various puzzles in order to find a way out. Along the way, he'll meet new characters and begin to unravel the mysteries of this decidedly unmechanical world. The game is being developed using the Unreal Engine and will be cross-buy with the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. Grip Games has even made the bold claim that it will be possibly the best-looking Vita game yet. You'll be able to judge that for yourself when it releases either later this year or early next year. And Dungeon Travelers 2. The dungeon crawler spin-off of the Two Heart series is being ported to PlayStation Vita by Aqua Plus. So the Vita version will feature a 3D map and 20 extra heroines that were not present in the PSP original. The only downside to this is that all the extra characters will be additional DLC. All the downloadable characters will have cheat code type properties, which will see them earn double experience points and increase the likelihood of you receiving rare items. These extra heroines will be familiar to those who played Two Heart 2 and have been reworked so they will utilize all the features in Dungeon Travelers 2. These characters will also feature newly recorded field event voices. We are told that these characters can be purchased individually at a cost of 200 yen each, or you can purchase all 20 for 1,500 yen. Dungeon Travelers 2 is set to release in Japan on September 25th.
Alright, next up, Durarara Relay, releasing on the Vita in January. Differing from Kadokawa Games' Durarara Three-Way Standoff Alley 5, Durarara Relay has a brand new story, 3D graphics, and features the voice cast from the anime series. You will be switching between characters in each chapter of the game, making use of the game's new relay system. The game's story will start off in Tokyo's Ikebukuro district in January. Here, the characters Mikado, Anri, and Masayomi are about to take part in their school's third term opening ceremony. For everyone else in the town, it is business as usual. You'll find Simon from Russia Sushi handing out leaflets, and Shizu going about his day throwing vending machines about the place. In the cinema, the movie of the month is Case Bodyguard 2, Salaryman Ninja Guy, starring Yuhei Hanjimi and Ryu Harajimi. Why are they so difficult? So yeah, look for that in January. Next up, Road Not Taken could be in doubt. Do you have a PS4 and PlayStation Plus? The chances are that you may have cast an eye over Spry Fox's Road Not Taken this week. A Vita version is expected later this year, but when asked about it during a Q&A session on Reddit, CEO David Edery has the following to say, quote, "The Vita version of the game has been severely delayed by technical issues, so we haven't made any decisions about cross-buy yet. Honestly, at this point, I'm just hoping we can still release the Vita version. There's some thorny issues there, and it doesn't help that we rely on a middleware partner that midway through our Vita development announced that they were ceasing ongoing development work for Vita." End quote. So, some trouble there for Road Not Taken on the Vita. Hopefully they can figure it out and get it back going on track and whatnot, and give it to us. Anyways, next up, MLB 13 to lose online support in November. Unfortunately, online features being removed is becoming all too common these days, and SCE are no strangers to this process. The latest game to have support removed is MLB 13 The Show, and it will have the plug pulled on November 6, 2014. It's not a surprise, as MLB 12 The Show also has had the online removed previously, but is 18 months an acceptable lifespan for a title, let alone a series which has an annual sequel. So if you have 13 and you play the online a lot, you won't be able to on November 6th. So keep that in mind.
All right, moving on. A game based on the anime and manga series M3 The Dark Metal is coming to the PlayStation Vita courtesy of Bandai Namco. M3 The Dark Metal Mission Memento Mori is an adventure game with a storyline that is you switching between the perspectives of 8 members of Team Garguli. At the start of the chapter, you will choose a character, with the story then progressing from their viewpoint. During these chapters, decisions that you'll make will have a direct influence on M3 The Dark Metal Mission Memento Mori's story. And 3, the Dark Metal Mission Memento Mori is releasing in Japan on November 20th with no news of a Western release. So, hot on the heels of the announcement that the game is making its way to Europe as well, which I just read a moment ago, Axis Games has issued a press release for Arcana Heart 3 Love Max, confirming a Tuesday, September 23rd release in North America as well, and noting that pre-orders are now available. It's coming both digitally and physically after all. So here's a little bit on the game here. So it says fighting system like no other. Characters can be combined with 23 various arcana, which gives players the ability to rebalance their characters and add special skills such as healing or ferocious special attacks. There are 529 different combinations. It says you can express your love to the max via online versus and spectator modes. Jump into an online lobby with 5 other players, 6 total, to bash the cute out of each other, or at least attempt to. Meet players from around the country and duke it out with your favorite character and Arcana. Also says voluminous story content. It says follow the 23 angels through massive amount of hidden scenarios, over 300, that depict the mostly pleasant daily lives of these delightful heroines. And cute, craftily created characters. So you want super stealthy, diminutive, speedy ninjas who vanish to confuse foes? We've got them. Do you specifically require a rollerblading, bat-winged beauty or a brash giant robot piloting bunny girl? We listened. Our fighters come in a wide range of battling builds, each with unique techniques to dole out the punishment. Arcana Heart 3 Love Max will be released September 23rd in North America and at a yet-to-be-announced date late this year in Europe.
I can't believe you kept it together reading all that.
Oh, man. It takes practice. Good thing we've been here a while. Oh, man. Moving on to the next little bit of news here. A very reasonable PlayStation Vita, PlayStation 4 stretch goal accompanies this new Kickstarter listing for a non-linear 90s-style adventure with dark atmosphere and intriguing sci-fi plot. Let me set the mood for you via the Kickstarter page. Quote, an incident during a routine expedition transforms the underwater mining facility into a death trap. You find yourself surrounded by fire, water, bare wires, and crew members, off their heads and ready to take a chunk out of you. End quote. Sounds like fun, right? The game is called Station, and it is, at its core, a game about an underwater expedition taking place deep in the Arctic Ocean. It follows a survey crew sent by the ARC Corporation to search for exploitable natural resources, a survey crew that just stumbled upon something horrible. The protagonist is an ordinary man, nothing particularly special in anyone's eyes. He has no training, special skills, or strengths. He's just average, aside from his vast experience working at the station. His weapons of choice are the bathoscopes, cranes, forklifts, and tools he finds along the way. The things that are familiar to his job are the things that he must use to save himself, as they're the only things he truly knows. Join him on his adventure, if you dare. With a non-linear plot and path out of the station, this one's events depend on your choices and preferences. Do it your way, your friend's way, or the way you think is easiest. It's completely up to you in this video game equivalent of those choose-your-own-adventure books you read as a kid. With a stretch goal of $55,000 to get the game onto PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4, free-for-all backers once hit, and 27 days to go as of this posting, I believe it's 25 now, here's to hoping that Designing Engine gets every cent they need to make it happen. As always, we'll keep you updated if and when this one reaches the Vita goal.
Oh, yeah. And last couple stories here. The Hungry Horde brings zombie zaniness to the PlayStation Vita. Sony Computer Entertainment has teamed up with British developer Nosebleed Interactive to create the Hungry Horde. The Hungry Horde is a zombie combat game where you play as the zombies, and the goal is to bite as many humans as possible in order to create an army of the undead. You will then use your zombie horde to take down the human defenses before your time runs out and the city gets nuked. And Andre Fernig from Nosebleed Interactive states that the game is packed with tons of content and extra features to discover and unlock. One of those is the ability to customize your horde with the zombie creator, which will allow you to change the appearance of your Minecraft-esque looking inspired zombies. So yeah, that game actually looks kind of fun, so I'm looking forward to that one. Next up, Street Culture strategy title Inner City Kids coming spring 2015. Stylized as a street culture themed turn-based shooter, on the official website the title follows the group of kids in their quest to defend the city. The children have discovered that the grown-ups are being replaced by robots every night and team up to defend and reclaim their city. By using the technology around you to create unique weapons and strategies, the game gives you many ways to turn the battle to your advantage. James Bidulph, if I pronounced your last name wrong, I'm sorry, is the man behind Jammo Games, and he explained a little more on the PlayStation blog last week. Quote, "You'll explore the city and the robot dungeons below on a quest to stop the whole city from being run by the evil automatons. Create new weapons to suit your playstyle from thousands of different combinations of modules that are collected throughout the game, and explore open levels to discover new secrets, missions, and weapon modules. Whether you are exploring robot facilities deep below the city, saving adults from abduction, or gathering new intel, you will come across new weapon modules and frames. You can build up a collection of powerful artifacts throughout the game and revisit previous locations later on to discover powerful secret weapons in unexplored areas. This means that you can invent your own strategy from thousands of different weapon combinations to play however suits you best, inventing weapons such as healing turrets, acid grenades, stealthy remote drones, or whatever you can come up with. Whether you should go all out, play defensively, or set traps for your enemies will depend on you, your weapons, and the obstacles that you face." So look forward to that. More on that when we get it. Next up, Hatsune Miku Project Diva F second release date and pre-order bonus announced. Hatsune Miku Project Diva F second will be available on November 18th, 2014 in North America and Latin America, and on November 21st in the rest of the world. The game will feature 20 songs previous Japan-only PSP games and 20 songs new to the Project Diva series. There's more. The gameplay mechanics and controls are updated. Over 80 brand new and remade fan-favorite modules are added, as well as cross-save compatibility. The edit mode ranking system is revamped to bring gamers the best user-generated content. Unique to the PlayStation Vita is the markerless AR mode. Sega has also announced a few pre-order bonuses for North America and the rest of the world. When you pre-order a copy across the world, you'll get the Hatsune Miku Americana module pictured below, so if you want to check the picture, you need to go to the site. This module is America themed with stars on red, white, and blue. I don't know why I couldn't say that. It's the winning entry for the Pia Pro collaboration during the 2011 San Francisco J-Pop Summit Festival. North American gamers who pre-order at GameStop will receive the Americana module plus an extra character pack with 3 new characters. You'll get Akira Naru, Yowan Haku, and Kasane Tito. You can see pictures of them below, so again, you need to go to the site if you want to see those. Hatsune Miku Project Diva F2 will be available on November 18th, 2014 in North America, and the 21st in the rest of the world on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita.
All right, last piece of news, guys. It has been announced that Tri-Ace's free-to-play RPG Judas Code will release in Japan on August 21st. So we brought you an insight into what we can expect from Judas Code a few weeks back, and we have more information on the game here. In Judas Code's story mode, you can replay missions to train your characters and the cards at your disposal, as well as allowing you to take in Judas Code's world. In the game's Grand Card Battle mode, you can either cooperate or compete in 8 versus 8 battles. Judas Code's shooting sections will allow you to use guns and grenades, with the scenery providing opportunities for you to take cover. With over 70 weapons, including assault rifles, SMGs, handguns, and rocket launchers, as well as abilities including aerial bombing and grenades, there's plenty arsenal to give you the upper hand in battle. Judas Code will feature microtransactions when it launches on the Japanese PSN later this month. And that's all the news.
Woo!
Crack your beers, guys. It's over.
All right. Well, let's head on over to the talking points so we can talk a bit more.
All right. So as usual, our first talking point is, as always, announced released games we're looking forward to from the week. So what looks good to you?
Well, Obviously, I'm still really excited for Sword Art Online. That's next week. Oh my gosh. Can't wait. Other than that, wow. I just thought of it. Oh, the Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. I'm looking forward to that too, even though I'm already stripping clothes on the Akiba strip game, so things are getting crazy.
All these games are about nudity, but we're okay with that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Sword Art has some type of thing going on with it.
Well, it's got those costumes. Some of them are pretty revealing.
Yeah, you never know. I think, don't they have like the little like dates that you can go on or whatever?
Yeah, that too. You can lay in bed and stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, also the Hungry Horde, that looks pretty cool. It looks quite interesting, so I can't wait to hear more about that and learn a bit about what it's all about. What about you, Kyle?
All right. Well, for me, of course, Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed. I'm playing that, so that's pretty good right off the bat from the new releases. Other than that, there's a couple that really kind of caught my eye, and a couple that aren't necessarily games yet, like
Minecraft.
No. Though I don't watch Naruto, I'd kind of consider playing a Vita Naruto title. So when they mentioned that kind of perked up my ears a little bit. Also the Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus and Bon Appetit. I definitely want to play both of those. Other than that, I think there's one more. Oh, the last one you read, Hatsune Miku Project Diva F Second. I was going to get the first one, and now that one's coming, I'm kind of getting tempted.
There you go.
For me, there's quite a few on the list that have got my interest. Frozen Synapse Prime, Minecraft, obviously. Hungry Horde definitely looks interesting, as well as Inner City Kids. That looks like it's going to have something special about it. And like Kyle was just saying about Naruto, after playing One Piece, I probably would consider playing something like Naruto.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting, and not just that. I mean, the potential knock-on effect for popularity for the Vita with a Naruto title would be worth getting that alone. Hopefully.
So Paul, would you say that One Piece was your gateway drug to the anime games of the East?
I wouldn't go as far as that. I mean, I'd say that the title that made me consider One Piece was Persona 4. So that's the game that opened my eyes to these other things, and my experiences with Unlimited World would make me consider other things. I mean, it's not that I was put off or anything. I mean, I just didn't understand it. I wasn't a fan. I didn't know the history and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter with Persona because it explains it to you, and it doesn't matter with Unlimited World because it's a standalone adventure. So something like that opens your eyes to an awful lot more,
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I'm 35 and I've got 5 children. I haven't got time to sit there and get into anime series and sitting there watching all the episodes and stuff. And I think my wife would divorce me. I think she draws the line at computer game sites and playing Vita games.
So what about you, Marcus, if you're here, alive, awake?
Minecraft is life.
There you go.
That's all I need. After that, I don't need any other Vita games.
So when Minecraft comes out, we will never hear from Marcus again.
Probably not.
Well,
all right. We'll be all playing that, except for Kyle. Kyle's going to be the lonely guy kicking rocks around.
Don't worry, I'll still be here on the Vita Lounge delivering you the news while everyone's playing Minecraft.
Oh, Kyle. So.
Yeah, just me.
The Kyle Lounge.
We'll change the name and everything. Anyways, yeah, some great games coming out, and we're all pretty excited for certain games. Some more than others. So
it looks like we're moving on to our next talking point, Tyler, which is that Gamescom Sony press conference that happened yesterday.
So let's all take a moment to just breathe. Yeah, that was not expected at all. I mean, everyone knows that after, at least everyone here that's talking with me, it knows like right after that conference, Twitter went crazy. People were bashing people. Things were being said that were quite mean on both ends, I think, personally.
Riots in the street.
Yep. People were flipping cars. Kyle especially. He's like, I want Minecraft! No. Yeah, it was not good. I mean, if anything, they could have literally just had a little teaser trailer, some type of thing, 5 minutes to just say, here's some of the stuff that's coming. Get excited. Here's a couple games that you don't even know about that are coming. But no, they didn't have that. They didn't have anything. The only thing they talked about the Vita was games that were coming to the PS4 that happened to be coming to the Vita as well. And I think that was like, what is that, Volume? I think that was like the only one.
Yeah, Volume was the only one that I caught that was mentioned directly, even though there was other games that were shown that were coming to Vita. They just said PS4 and that was it. So,
Please.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. That little indie reel thing that kind of had going.
That might have been when my thing cut out for a minute because we did have technical issues there.
Yeah.
Like every single time that they do this kind of thing, there's like a little cutout somewhere. So I mean,
they said there was a storm. Yeah, they said there was a storm in Cologne, and it kept knocking their satellite feed out.
Yeah.
Well, either way, 2 mentions is hardly anything, anyway. So, usually for me, you've heard me in the past. I'm pretty reasonable about these kind of things. I know, you're not going to get a ton of stuff out of these conferences. Our predictions that we had in one of the last podcasts was based on pretty much what happened last year and kind of the things that, have happened in other parts of the world that should be happening here. And we got kind of nothing. So even as somebody who's generally, just wait to the next one or whatever, because I've seen how kind of the market works, this kind of pissed me off even. So, I can't really fathom what was going on in their heads that they decided to pretty much snub the Vita at Gamescom Sony conference. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, with Shahid on Twitter going crazy and posting all the games that are coming, I mean, why didn't he say anything or tell Sony, like, hey, let's get a trailer going, or like put something together, say, all right, I got this trailer, you guys should probably put this in Gamescom and see what happens. Like, I don't see it being that hard to get just even 5 minutes, maybe even a minute of just like 20 games.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't think it's really Shahid's job to get all this stuff done. I think everyone puts things on him, because he's one of the public faces. But I agree that it should have been done, and there should have been somebody who was smart enough and with enough authority there to say, hey, you guys, you might want to maybe throw 5 an hour long, PlayStation 4 cream fest. I don't know what you'd even call it. It was just
yeah,
but that's pretty much it, isn't it?
And yeah,
it's. I mean, we've had 24 hours to think all this in and to compose our thoughts on what have you. And at the end of the day, the PlayStation 4 is directly competing with the Xbox One. So in a conference when they've only got a limited amount of game time, they are limited with what they can talk about. And as a PlayStation 4 conference, they nailed it yesterday. It was very good. They've shown a lot of things that are coming out next year. Share play is very, very good. And there can't be many people that like driving games that weren't impressed with Drive Club. But they spent ages standing there, sucking each other off about how good Drive Club is and how he went to work and then he came back and his mate had unlocked a car for him and they're all standing on stage congratulating each other, right? And in that 5 or 6 minute segment of wasting time on Drive Club, they could have run a sizzle reel, later on in the show, just like, oh yeah, this is Vita. I mean, people had their criticisms for Gamescom last year, but they announced 2 games that we didn't know. Well, we suspected Borderlands 2, but we didn't know that it definitely was going to come. So they've come out. Borderlands 2's coming. Football Manager Classic's coming. Oh yeah, Minecraft's coming. And oh yeah, Shahid walks on stage and reels off 15, 20 indies on a little reel playing behind him. That's all we wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's like the majority of Vita owners that haven't already left and sold their system, the majority of Vita owners have already downgraded their expectations. You know, we aren't expecting many big games coming. You know, we've accepted the situation. We're perfectly content with you know the amount of games that are coming. We've still got massive backlogs. You know, but throw us a bone. You know, one big game here or there. You know, it's like Tales of Heart. Oh, it's coming out this November, we believe. You know, why not talk about it? Sword Art Online. You said it earlier, Tyler. Talk about it. It comes out next week. You know, it's like, you know, it's not necessarily that, you know, it's just the attitude in general. You know, there is content coming that will please some consumers. You know, not all of them. You can't please everybody, unfortunately. But there is stuff coming, and you don't even want to talk about it. That just gives the message you don't care. You know, people don't care that Gamescom's a 3 or 4 day conference. They don't care that E3 is a 3 or 4 day conference. They don't care that you're going to spend 4 days at Eurogamer in September, or 2 days, 3 days in Tokyo. They don't care about none of that. They care about the 1 hour that you broadcast to the world, your vision, you know, your passion for your brand, because that is the event for many, many people. And you don't even give the Vita 5 minutes. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes and gives the ammunition to the people that then take to Twitter and aim all that horrible abuse at the public figures that are there. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you know, these people are angry though. They spent £200-300, you know, for $400, you know, on a video game system that they expected better from. You know, and all they want is someone to stand there and tell them the truth. What's going on?
All we're actually really looking for, if you get down to the heart of the matter, is a little bit of media coverage. Like, I mean, that's
absolutely.
I know that we cover Vita and stuff like that, but we cover the Vita people who actively go out on the internet and look for Vita news. People who go to Google and search Vita and come across our website, or through word of mouth through somebody else who has a Vita, come across our website, and that's who the people we cater to. Absolutely. These Gamescom events and stuff cater to everybody. We want something that's, you know, going to be a commercial on TV or going to reach a large amount of people, to at least mention the Vita, because the honest truth is, like, what is it? We're going on almost 3 years now since the Vita has been released in Japan, and you can still walk down the street here and probably in Japan and say, hey, what's a Vita? And, you know, 50% at least of the people will say, Vita, what are you talking about? Yeah, and that's horrible, because you can say that with anything else, even PSP, and people know what PSP is, and people don't know what a Vita is. So there's obviously not enough media coverage to the masses, and that's all we're asking for, was a little bit of time. It's not much to ask.
We aren't the only Vita outlet. You know, there are other Vita communities as well that all do the same sort of thing that we do. But we're catering to the audience that wants us, you know, and we only have a limited reach, you know. So Vita fans, people that already own a Vita that have been lucky enough to stumble across us, you know, we're just telling them what's already there. We can't reach the millions of people that a connected audience like a show can do. You know, we can't sell Vitas to people that haven't already got one, because we don't have that influence or that reach, but they do, you know. And it's like, you know, it asks the question. It's like, why do you not want to talk about your system? Because there are so many fantastic games to play. You know, whether people want to say we're biased or not, or we're too easily influenced or whatever. You know, there are hundreds of games available, and there are easily 30 or 40 that anyone would play and say they're fantastic. You know, that's no exaggeration. You know, and you know, why would you not want to showcase this stuff off? I mean, you know, Velocity 2 times, you know, it's or 2x or whatever, however you're supposed to pronounce it. You know, it's amazing. It is amazing. Yeah, it's indie. You know, so what? Yeah, it's you know, it's a sequel to a game that only came out a year and a half ago. But it is amazing. You know, why would you not want to show that off? Why? Yeah. You know, and the thing is as well. I mean, why would these partners, these developers, why would they happily sit there and allow it to happen? Yeah. You know, why are they content to have no coverage? You know, and this is why things need to change. You know, 5 minutes. We're only asking for 5-6 minutes. You know, this is what's coming, because there is stuff coming.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing though is like after E3, everyone's like, well, I guess it's Gamescom, but now it's like, well, I guess now it's TGS, and then what's it going to be?
TGS is the only sure thing. Like, I mean, even if it's not going to be a completely Vita conference because of the fact that they're trying to, now push PS4s over there because of low PS4 sales and the not large amount of Japanese-oriented games over there right now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that there's going to be something for Vita at TGS because the Japanese love their Vitas, and it's obvious by how many games they're getting and how many exclusives they get. So it's just going to happen, and it's, one of those things that you can count on. This isn't like predictions for Gamescom. This is what should happen. There's going to be something there, and whatever it is, it's probably going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But don't get your hopes up.
Well, yeah, like I mean, don't expect the world, but there's going to be something there. So if you're looking for a new game announcement, there's going to be at least one at TGS.
Yeah. I don't want to go into it too much because we kind of gotta finish things up. We got a few listener mail things coming up, but I want your guys' opinion on Tearaway coming to the PS4. Like, to me, I'm on two sides of it. One, I'm happy that people that wouldn't get the chance to play it get the chance to play it, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point of getting exclusives for the Vita and trying to sell the Vita if you're just going to bring it out later to another system, and that's going to stop people from buying the system? Because they touted it as like, this is the reason to get the Vita. This uses all the features. It can't be done anywhere else. Blah blah blah. And then here we are. It's coming to PS4.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed. I thought that for sure this was going to be a Vita only game, and it was going to be, one of the things that pushed people to get a Vita, because I've heard people say, oh, I just saw Tearaway, I'm getting a Vita or whatever quite a few times. So it's not like it didn't work. And then Media Molecule go and they take something that's been customized pretty much right directly around the Vita and go, oh, well, we'll just put that on PlayStation 4. We'll add all this extra content that you guys on Vita don't get, and then, we'll put this out there. That to me, that's kind of a screw off. And I hesitate to even pick up Tearaway on Vita and play it anymore, just because I feel kind of slighted because of that.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been like perfect DLC to add to the Vita, but
yeah, like I wouldn't even be as slighted if they would have said, and we're bringing this extra content to Vita too, or something, like
right.
But they're just like, hey, we're doing this up for the PS4. Yay, PS4 people, screw you, Vita.
Yeah, that's saying that the Vita.
They didn't say it, but that's what I felt was being exuded from them.
I mean, it'd be the same thing if like a week later or something, they're like, Killzone Mercenary PS4 edition. It'd be like, what?
Oh man, yeah.
It's like, are you guys kidding me?
I would just snap. I have to say, I would snap.
Yeah,
that would be the meltdown Kyle moment that the internet would tremble from.
Yeah. I don't know. Paul, do you have an opinion on that? If you're there, maybe you left. Oh, yeah, he did leave. He's got to go. All right. Are you there, Marcus?
Hi.
Do you have any opinion on this? Did you play Tearaway?
I have not played it yet. I was gonna get it soon.
Well, are you gonna get the PS4 version now because of this?
No, I'm not.
You want the Vita version?
Yeah.
Best on Vita.
Yep. I don't know. I didn't want to go too into it, so I guess we'll just leave it at that. But maybe
Actually, now that you mention it, maybe I should get the PS4.
Hey. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys have your opinions, feel free to email us, podcast@thevitalounge.net. Let us know what you think about that, because
we definitely like to talk about what you guys think too.
Yeah, we'll maybe save a deeper conversation for another episode. But let's head on to listener mail. What do we got this week, Kyle?
All right, so we've got a couple listener mail here, 4 different ones. So I'll just start off with the first one we have here. So, hey guys, Anthony from Melbourne, Australia here. I have a multi-part question. Part 1, how many platinum trophies do each of you have? Part 2, which platinum are you the most proud of unlocking? And part 3, which platinum trophy did you have to spend the most time on to unlock? Not because you love the game, but because you didn't realize what you're getting into when you started out and just had to see it through. Keep up the great work. It's awesome to have a dedicated Vita podcast. Anthony. And he's left his PSN ID Kappa-tan_planet and his Twitter ID K_ANTH. So if you want to follow him for his awesome question there, go ahead.
All right. Thanks for the question, Anthony. Part 1, how many platinums do I have? I have 10, which is a lot more than I ever thought I'd have. And 2, which platinum are you most proud of unlocking? That's a good question. I have a couple. I'm really happy that I got the Little Big Planet Vita trophy and the Tearaway trophy, even though the Tearaway trophy was quite easy. The Little Big Planet one was not super hard, but there was a couple things you had to do. Like, I think you had to beat the whole game and not die at all on any of the levels. So some of the levels were frustrating to not die once or whatever. So, but yeah, part 3, which one did I spend the most time but might not have loved? I actually liked the game, but when I realized how much work you had to do, I was getting a little frustrated, and Kyle helped me out. It was Monster One Piece. I was getting tired of rubbing cards and unlocking new cards and just like, oh my god, this is taking way too long. But now that I've done it, I feel good about it. It's done. I don't have to worry about the game anymore unless they release DLC that's needed. So
No more rubbing monsters.
yeah, I think I posted a picture on Twitter of Quagmire with his arm like really buff or whatever, and I was like, this is me after a day of Monster Mon Piece. So yeah, that would be that one. What about you, Kyle?
All right. So part 1, how many platinum trophies do you have? I have 13 platinums. So I'm ahead of Tyler, and you can all boo him for being lower than me, since he likes to make fun of me for other stuff.
Whatever.
Part 2, which platinum are you most proud of unlocking? There's a couple of platinums that I'm proud of unlocking, and it's really hard for me to choose between them. Killzone Mercenary, just for how fast I did it, 2 weeks, 4 days. Assassin's Creed 2, just because it was my first platinum and I stuck with it and collected all those damn feathers. And Soul Sacrifice, again, because of how fast I did it, and just because it took quite a bit to actually do. So that was, an adventure. And as for which platinum trophy did I spend the most time on to unlock, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't realize what the hell I got myself into. I think there it's between Assassin's Creed 2 with those friggin' feathers and The Amazing Spider-Man, although I didn't know when I got myself into The Amazing Spider-Man, when I actually got kind of a little bit pissed off in the middle, that once you get far enough on the collectibles that you have to get in the game, these comic pages that float around the city, they actually like show up on your map, so it makes it super easy to get to the end. So once I got to a certain point, I was like, this is easy. So kind of that one, kind of not. And other than that, I can't think of any, so that's probably the closest to what you're looking for. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Anthony, and thanks for emailing.
Well, Marcus, do you have any platinums?
I have 9 platinums.
You have
9 platinums.
Yeah.
Are you saying that in German, so you have none?
No, I actually have 9.
Oh, okay.
All right, and what are your answers to those questions, Marcus?
What was the second part?
Well, number 1 was how many platinum trophies do you have, and so you did that one. Number 2 is which platinum are you most proud of unlocking?
Uncharted 2 was my first one. I really love that game. That's my favorite game. Batman Arkham Asylum, I would say, is probably the biggest struggle for me. That took me 4 years.
Dear God. Way to stick with it.
Yeah. I had to take a break and come back to those free flow challenges. Those are killer. So yeah, that took a long time, that one. But it's a good game, so.
Alrighty, so number 2 here. So I'm a huge fan of Borderlands 2 and the series in general. I had a blast playing Borderlands on my PC, and when I heard it was coming to Vita, I was super excited. When it was released, people were saying it was quite a bad port and not nearly as good as the console counterparts. So what do you guys think? Should I spend the $40 and get Borderlands 2 on Vita, or is it really that bad? Thanks, Bryson, via email.
Well, there's issues, that's for sure. If you're really a stickler on performance and graphics and stuff like that, you might be a little disappointed, but it is Borderlands 2 on the go. There's frame rate issues if you're fighting too many people. There's occasional glitches that happen randomly. I mean, it's by far nothing spectacular, but at the same time it is because it's Borderlands 2 on the Vita. For spending $40, I don't know. I think you might be a little disappointed considering you're saying you played Borderlands on the PC, and the PC is where games all begin. So Borderlands on the PC is obviously going to be a million times better than anything on the Vita, especially Borderlands 2. So maybe if it drops in price, I would go for it, but at the moment, I would say no.
All right, I guess it's time for me to jump in and put my 2 cents. So regarding the fact that Borderlands 2 or Borderlands on the PC, and how that played, I guess that depends on what kind of PC you have and how much horsepower you had behind it.
That's also true.
and so I'm not really sure. This is something that you would kind of have to answer yourself, because there are issues, and as Tyler said, the frame rate issues in certain scenes when lots of stuff's going on. There's I guess some control issues, although you can completely remap the controls so you can set it up the way you want that. And there's a couple other nagging little bugs that are still out there. But as far as whether it's worth it or not, I think it is, because personally I have Borderlands 2 on PS3 and I have Borderlands 2 on Vita. I played the PS3 version for about a day and then I was like, meh, and put it down. Now that I have it on Vita, I'll actually be motivated more to finish it and play it more because it's portable. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for in a game and what you can live with, I guess, because obviously there's going to be some shortfalls in the port. But overall, I think it's worth playing just because it's portable and they've got it far enough that it's not, a bother to play. I mean, stuff happens, but it doesn't seem like it's, every 5 minutes or a ridiculous nag. As long as you save, you'd be fine. So, yeah.
Be wary though. Like, do some research before you just drop $40, because that is a decent amount of money to drop. And if you're disappointed, then that's not going to be good.
Yeah, looking at some footage from a capture Vita might be your next step there.
Wink, wink. I have some on my channel. Wink, wink.
There you go.
So yeah, next up.
All right, number 3. What's up, guys? The way I see it, this year's Gamescom will determine Vita's future in the West. Uh-oh. Do you think it's likely that Western first and third-party Vita games will be announced? Also, are there chances for them to announce a North American TV campaign for the Vita? Because I think we can all agree that SCEA doesn't market the Vita. Sincerely, TimeStopper360 via email. So, yeah. Do you want to start this one off, Tyler?
Well, if you heard our talk earlier, you kind of know what's happened, and Gamescom the press conference is at least over, so you kind of know what's going on. As for the North America TV campaign, I don't know, because Gamescom is all about Europe, so they're not going to talk anything about North America and whatnot. But a TV campaign, considering they talked more about PlayStation TV more than wait, what is it? Never mind, I read that wrong. North American TV. Okay, no, I don't think that's going to happen. They don't advertise the Vita in North America at all, and I don't even think they brought any of the tearaway commercials that were released in Europe to North America, which is unfortunate. So yeah, Sony's not doing so hot right now, the Vita marketing, and they haven't been for a while. So
yeah, I'm gonna jump in there. I agree with the Vita marketing is horrible. I don't think Gamescom really would determine the Vita's future in the West, because if you look at the way that releases are being announced, it's kind of a constant flow instead of a burst at these events. So even though we were expecting to see something, wasn't necessarily something that would drive the market, other than if they brought some sort of big series to the Vita, or an actual Call of Duty. But other than that, I really don't think that any of these conferences are the be all to end all, as long as there's still games being announced, which there are.
Yeah.
Do I think that it's likely that Western first and third party Vita games will be announced? Apparently not. Unless they were, for some reason, which we wouldn't really be able to understand logically, holding them back to announce them during the actual Gamescom stuff that's going on, because Gamescom actually lasts a couple days. I don't think so. So yeah, that's disappointing, but that's how it's going down. As for the North American TV campaign, I think that's the likelihood of that right now is 0, because it's obvious whoever's in charge of marketing doesn't give two shits about the Vita.
Yeah. It's all about the PS4.
It's all about the PS4, and it's sad because if you look at the little marketing that does get done, it gets great response. So.
And if they did market it, it would be remote play stuff. This game is playable via remote play. Back to PS4.
God. Oh man. Anywho, so yeah, that's what we think is going on, and we're sorry to disappoint you, Time Stopper 360, but it's a shit show right now.
Yep.
Alrighty, moving on to number 4 here. Hey Kyle and Tyler, I've been following a thread on the forum, and I'm surprised that some people are positive Gravity Rush 2 will not be coming to Vita, and rather PS4. What the F? Sounds like a load of BS. These people must be upset over E3. Anyways, I'd like to hear your opinion, because what do I know? Thanks, take care, Dan from Snohomish.
Well, now they must be upset about Gamescom. So that just fuels their fire. When I first read this question, I think we got this before Gamescom, so I was like, yeah, whatever. And then now that I saw Tearaway coming to PS4, I'm a little more like, what if it actually did come to PS4, like Vita and PS4? I mean, what would happen? Because Sony's throwing me curveballs, and there they are. So I don't know. I don't think it would be just PS4 if they decided to do that, but at the same time, I'd still be pretty disappointed if it released on PS4 and Vita. I want it to be Vita exclusive. I don't know what the odds are. I would be highly disappointed, because Gravity Rush to me is a Vita game. Don't bring the sequel to the PS4. That'd be messed up. So, I mean, that'd be like, people would freak out if Uncharted, the new one, got announced and they're like, it's Vita only. This is the next Uncharted, by the way, and it follows the story from Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, so you have to get a Vita, although that'd be smart as fuck, but Sony doesn't do that. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if this is hopeful thinking or not, but I'm of the mind that they aren't going to bring it to PlayStation 4, and it's going to be Vita only. However, the reason that I think this is not because they don't want it on PS4. However, unlike Tearaway, I don't believe that they can accurately take that whole, gyroscopic sensor that combines with the screen to get something that's equally as playable on PS4. People had trouble with a lot of the gravity moves, the different aiming techniques and stuff like that on the Vita. So if you can't do it on the hardware it's designed around, really, I know it Gravity Rush was originally supposed to be a PS3 game, but aside from that, once it actually became a Vita game and was tailored around the Vita, and people were having issues with that, I don't think that would translate well at all to the PlayStation 4. So unless they completely redid the whole movement method for the gravity abilities, I don't think it would work at all, and that's the only reason really that I'm saying that it'll only be coming to Vita, because otherwise I think it would definitely become one of those titles that hits Vita and PS4.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's Vita exclusive because
we need them.
I mean, some people complain about exclusives and all that, but that's what sells systems. If there's a game on one system that's only on that system, people are going to buy that system for that game if that's the game they really want to play. So releasing like Tearaway on the PS4, that just lost lots of sales on the Vita, because now people that may have been on the fence about it, and they're like, well, I have a PS4. The Vita has Tearaway, it has, Killzone Mercenary, Borderlands 2, even though Borderlands 2 is on other things, but they're like, I might want to get it. And then boom, Tearaway is coming to the PS4. Hey, I got a PS4. Boom, I got Tearaway. I don't really need to play Killzone Mercenary, do I? So it's just, I don't know. Don't hold your breath, but I would say it's unlikely. But if you told me last week that Tearaway is coming to PS4, I'd laugh. So I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, so I think that's all that we have for listener mail. So we're moving on to my recommendation of game for the week. So I've chosen my games for this week, and yes, you heard me, games, because they are on sale. So it's always a good time to jump in and get them. In North America, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z is on sale for $14.99 or $7.50 for PS Plus members.
Get it?
And Soul Sacrifice Delta, get it, Tyler, is on sale from $35.99 to $21.49, and then it has an additional PS Plus discount, bringing it to $17.19 if you have PS Plus. So under $20 for Soul Sacrifice Delta, you have to get it. And as for Europe, they also have a sale on Soul Sacrifice Delta. For them, it is on sale at £24.99, €29.99, or what the fuck? Okay, hold on. For Europe, they also have a sale on Soul Sacrifice Delta. It is now £14.99, €17.99, or €26.95 in Australian regions, with a 10% additional PlayStation Plus discount.
Nice.
So there you go. Go get Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, and I bought it because of Tyler's review, so that's why you should buy it as well. So if you want to read that, that's on the site. And buy Soul Sacrifice Delta because it is the definitive version of Soul Sacrifice, and it is much upgraded over the original. So it's definitely worth the play, and it's not on PS4. It's exclusive to Vita. It's one of those yummy, yummy exclusive games. So support the Vita, buy some exclusives, and yeah, Soul Sacrifice Delta, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z.
Nice. Great recommendations. I might have to grab SSD, but we'll see.
Do it.
Anyways, let's get out of here. We've been recording for a while.
Yes, this was a long one.
Yeah. All right. Well, as usual, you can find all the news stories that we talked about on the VitaLounge.net. Oh, you can find us all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. Paul is at, oh God, what is he at?
I believe it's at P Murphy 1978, but I'm not 100% sure.
That sounds about right.
But anyway, he's usually on the TBL account, so yeah, follow that one.
Yeah. Marcus is at CacBoy. Yuki is at Yuki_WR. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. YouTube, we have a lounge play where we do lounge plays every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We just play some random games with you guys, so feel free to join in and get killed by me or Kyle.
If we're running together.
Yeah. And yeah, so joining in that, we post the videos up so you can relive your murderous run or your horrifying death. And also join the forum, the vitalounge.net/forum. Sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself. We're on iTunes, so feel free to subscribe to us on there and rate us, let us know how we're doing. And yeah, that's it. We're out of here.
Later, guys.
Bye.